Most people listening to this have already been highly successful as language learners. Quite possibly beginning in primary or secondary school, you worked hard to become good enough in English that you can listen and understand a presentation like this. Now, if you're starting on academic, university, or professional life, one common difficulty is that people may plateau when they leave school. In the school years, teachers made the decisions about what you needed to learn and how you need to learn it. Now, if you want to continue to improve, you may need to make these kinds of decisions yourself. So one way to reach your language learning goals is to become a self-directed, lifelong language learner. In this short presentation, I suggest that you choose a new habit, some frequent, short, strategic language learning activity, and as in a classroom, that you follow it in a systematic and disciplined way. You can download a handout which comes along with this a little bit later. It's indicated there on the link. This presentation is organized according to the English W5 questions: who, why, what, when, where, and how. So who? Well, although many people may be listening, I'm really speaking to you one by one. You want to continue improving. And why? Well, there's a range of reasons. The graphs on the right side of the screen show something that we found teaching in university. Fresh graduates are often very, very focused on their grade point average and on their technical skills. And communication skills may not be the most important thing in getting your first job, although they are very helpful. Good communication skills will help a lot in a job interview and in adjusting to the workplace. But as people move on in their careers, and if you begin to be some kind of team leader, you will still need your technical skills, but communication skills become a bigger part of the job. Once people move into management, again, technical skills remain important, but communication skills become vital to success in a role like that. And as people move on in their careers into director and higher level leadership positions, again, you'll always need the technical skills, but the interpersonal human communication skills are absolutely indispensable for career success. There's another, to me, more important reason why communication is essential. Communication is really what makes us human. It's the key to personal as well as career success. Your ability to be successful in society, in the neighborhood that you live in, and often to a large extent the way you relate even within your family, possibly within a marriage. Communication can be vital. So let's talk about material management and methods, and this will be in 3 different sections. First, we'll look at what meaningful materials could you choose, when and where could you manage your study materials and your time, and how will you study. Beginning with what? Meaningful materials. Meaningful depends a lot on you, and so you need to know yourself as a learner. I believe it's very important for learning materials to be engaging. Think about hobbies, sports, professional things that you're very curious about. Choose things you love, and it will be easier to work on them for learning English. This is relevant, if you're studying things that connect to career or hobby or social goals. You'll find it easier to continue and easier to succeed, and at an appropriate level. Now, a common mistake I believe here is choosing something which is too difficult, and I suggest that you choose something which is actually too easy. When you come to that time in the day or the week when you've decided you're going to continue learning your English language, if it's too challenging, too boring, there's that feeling, I should do this, but I'm too tired today. So I believe that 10 minutes reading something that you enjoy, even if it's too easy, is much better than 0 minutes spent on something that was too hard. So at the end of this page, ask yourself, what about you as a learner? What do you find engaging and relevant and at a level that you can read and enjoy? When and where? Well, here I suggest that first of all, you need to think about your own life, a convenient time, a comfortable place, and having the equipment readily at hand. I want to give 2 examples here. The first example is a woman who is my boss in a university here in Hong Kong. She was a professional woman, managing our office, a large staff. She was a mother of 3 young children. And she was an American woman married to a mainland Chinese husband. She wanted to learn Mandarin, Putonghua. Now, when does a busy professional woman, who's also a mother, find a convenient time, a comfortable place, and suitable equipment for learning, in her case, Mandarin? She talked this over with her husband, and they decided that a convenient time would be in the evening after the children had gone to bed. A comfortable place would be on their sofa. They both loved watching movies, and they agreed to watch Mandarin movies in the evening. The equipment was readily at hand, and they would watch Mandarin movies over and over again. And she would ask her husband, as her language improved, more and more sophisticated questions about what they were saying, why they were saying it. She was highly successful, and if you asked her, how did you manage to learn Mandarin so well, she would tell you, by watching movies. The second example is my own. I travel around a lot. I'm highly mobile. I'm constantly in a variety of places, and I don't want to carry any extra equipment. So that's why I bought the model of phone I have. It has a recording function, and it could play sound files. So I bought a book called Teach Yourself Bengali, an Indian language I wanted to learn. And a convenient time could be any time. I was sitting on a train, waiting for a bus, waiting for a meeting. A comfortable place would be any place I could find, probably in the shade. And the equipment is always at hand. So what about you? Are you a morning person? An evening person? Could the convenient time and comfortable place be at your office before you begin work? Or just as you arrive home in the evening? What kind of equipment do you need? Think about these things. Make these choices depending upon who you are, or what is your situation, and what do you want to achieve. How then? Well, my first suggestion is focus on maximum exposure. You're busy. You've got, let's say, 15 minutes, 3 times a week. You want to get maximum listening or maximum reading, maximum value for those times. Think about your own preferred learning style. We are all different. Some people remember things much better if they see them. Those people might want to read and write things down. Some people are auditory learners. They learn very well by listening, and you might also want to try speaking. And some people are kinesthetic. They actually learn better when they're moving, and you might want to involve yourself in some action that helps you remember the language you're learning. And then decide about whether you want to spend these 15 minutes in a group or alone. Both have their advantages and their disadvantages. With group study, you may find that your commitment to the rest of the group keeps you following the habit. On the other hand, if you're with a group of great friends, you may get together but actually not study. If you study alone, you may use the time better. But will there be the temptation to actually skip these appointments with yourself and to not learn the habit? So what about you as a learner? Which methods will give you maximum exposure, will suit your preferred learning style, and will help you either alone or with others to be disciplined and systematic? At this point, you might want to pause this presentation. This is the first page of the PDF download, and it gives you a chance to stop and really think about these questions. What are you currently doing to develop your English communication skills if you want to continue improving? Or what have you done in the past that worked well for you? Are the materials or were the materials engaging, relevant, appropriate? And here really is the big question. What new habit would you both enjoy and benefit from? So I suggest you look through the suggested activities for listening, speaking, reading, writing, and vocabulary. Could you use some of these ideas? Or do these ideas give you other new learning activity ideas of your own? Because you know yourself and your learning needs better than anyone else. I suggest that you make one strategic decision. Consider signing a contract with yourself. Keep it short and make it achievable. Here's an example. Over the next 2 weeks, I intend to read one Reader's Digest article for 15 minutes on at least any number, 3 days each week. And be systematic. I will keep a record of the times and activities along with any notes, diagrams, comments, new words. And at the end of this period, you will consider either continuing the new habit or experimenting with another approach to self-directed lifelong learning. You can sign this short contract. You can put it in your pocket, close to your heart. And when this chosen period of time is over, ask yourself the reflections questions, because it's important to learn about yourself as a learner if you want to be a self-directed, lifelong language learner. So who? We're talking to you. Why? Because you want to continue improving for the years to come. The what, when, where, and how, those are things where you need to know the learner. You need to know yourself. And try to be systematic, disciplined, so that you can... I am suggesting a frequent, short, strategic language learning activity that you will actually do several times a week. You will be a self-directed, lifelong language learner.
There's lots more on Owls Global. Find us on social media, check out our website, or feel free to contact us directly by email.